For years, I was a window seat person, and I would have argued with anyone who tried to change my mind. I loved the view on takeoff, the wall to lean against, the little world of my own by the glass. However, somewhere around my 100th long-haul flight, I started noticing that the window was quietly costing me more than it gave me. And after one conversation with a doctor about why my legs ached after every long trip, I stopped booking it altogether. I am not going back. And by the end of this, you probably will not either. Here are 15 reasons I will never book a window seat again. Before I start, let me be fair to the window, because it does two things genuinely well. On a short daytime flight, the view is a real pleasure. And if your only goal is to sleep, that wall to lean on helps. I am not pretending otherwise. But on the long flights, where comfort actually matters, those two perks get buried under a pile of downsides that took me years to admit. So with that said, let's count them down. Number 15. You pay for a window and sometimes get a blank wall. This is the small betrayal that first made me suspicious. On many aircraft, the windows do not line up neatly with the seat rows, and certain seats sold as window seats actually sit beside a solid panel with no window at all, or with the glass awkwardly behind your shoulder. I have settled into my row, anticipating the view that was the whole point, and found myself staring at a curved plastic wall for 14 hours. You can look up seat maps that flag these blank wall rows, but most people do not, and they discover it only after takeoff. The one advantage the window is supposed to guarantee, it does not always deliver, and that was the first crack in my loyalty. Number 14. You are farthest from your own carry-on. Your bag is up in the overhead bin, which sits over the aisle, which means the window passenger is the person least able to reach it. During boarding, you are usually climbing in first and then trapped while others load their bags above you. In flight, if you want your book, your charger, or your snacks, you have to stand, lean across two seatmates, and dig through the bin while everyone watches. And at the end, you are reaching over people to wrestle your bag down. From the aisle, your bag is right there above your head, easy to stow and easy to grab. The window keeps your belongings just far enough away to be a constant small hassle every single time you need them. Number 13. You get served last and noticed least. When the crew come through with drinks and meals, the cart works the aisle, and the aisle passenger gets handed their tray first, and the window passenger last, with everything passed hand to hand over 2 laps. If you want to flag a flight attendant for water or hand off your trash, you are waving from the far side of the row, hoping to catch an eye, or asking your seatmates to relay the message. From the aisle, you make eye contact with the crew every time they pass. You get served directly, and you can hand off your own cup. It sounds minor, but over a long flight, being the hardest person in the row to reach adds up to a lot of small frustrations. Number 12. The window seat is the coldest seat on the plane. Here is something I did not understand until I started paying attention. The outer wall of the cabin, the fuselage right beside the window, is all that separates you from the air outside, which at altitude is far below freezing. That wall stays cold, and it radiates that chill straight onto the window passenger, your shoulder, your arm, the side of your head leaning against it. I used to think I just got cold easily on planes. Then I moved to the aisle and realized I was warmer the whole flight. If you are the type who always shivers by the window and blames the air conditioning, it might not be the vents. It might be that you chose to sit against the coldest surface in the entire cabin. Number 11. You inherit the sun and shade burden. The window passenger controls the shade, which sounds like a perk until you live it. If the sun is on your side of the aircraft, it pours directly onto your face and your screen for hours. And on a long flight chasing daylight, that glare can be relentless. And when you want to sleep but the cabin wants light, or the cabin wants dark but you want the view, you are the one stuck managing the shade for the whole row, often getting asked to open it or close it by people who are not even sitting beside it. From the aisle, the sun and the shade are simply not your problem. By the window, you are both the victim of the glare and the appointed referee of it. Number 10. The curved wall quietly steals your space. Look at the cross-section of an aircraft, and you will see the fuselage curves inward as it rises. That curve cuts into the window seat at shoulder and head height, so the wall leans in toward you and your usable space is narrower than it looks on the seat map. Your shoulder gets pressed inward, and if you are tall, your head has even less room. The aisle seat, by contrast, opens outward into the cabin. I did not believe this made a real difference until I switched and felt my shoulders relax. The window seat is not just psychologically boxed in. It is physically tapered by the shape of the plane itself, taking away room you did not know you were losing. Number 9. You are slower to get off the plane, and that can cost you a connection. When the flight lands and everyone stands up, the aisle passengers file out first, while the window passenger waits for two seatmates to gather their things, stand, and clear the row before they can even step out. On a relaxed trip, that is just a minor delay. But when you have a tight connection and you are watching the minutes tick away, being stuck against the window while the clock runs is genuinely stressful, and I have missed a connecting flight because of exactly this. Trapped in the row while my gate closed across the airport. From the aisle, you are up and moving the moment it is your turn. The window makes you the last one out, every time. Number 8. In an emergency, you are farthest from your way out. This is the serious version of the deboarding problem. In the rare event of an evacuation, every second counts, and the window passenger has to get past two seatmates and out into the aisle before they can even start moving toward an exit. If those seatmates are panicking, frozen, or struggling, you are stuck behind them at the worst possible moment. Crew talk about how the path to the exit matters, and the aisle seat simply gives you a more direct route out. I am not someone who lives in fear of flying, and the odds of ever needing this are tiny. But once I understood that the window puts two human obstacles between me and the aisle in an emergency, I could not unsee it. If you are starting to rethink your usual seat, take a second to subscribe, because the last 7 reasons are the ones that actually changed my habit for good. And the number 1 reason came straight from a doctor. Let's keep going. Number 7. The boxed-in claustrophobic feeling. The window seat surrounds you. There is a wall on one side, a seat in front reclining into your face, and a stranger on the other side sealing you in. For a short hop, it is cozy. For a long flight, it can start to feel like a cell. And if you are even slightly claustrophobic, that closed-in feeling builds over the hours into real discomfort and anxiety. The aisle seat has an open side, the whole cabin stretching out beside you, and that bit of openness does something for the mind. I used to get a restless, trapped feeling on long flights and assumed it was just part of flying. It mostly went away when I stopped sealing myself against the wall. Space to your side is space for your head to breathe. Number 6. You are held hostage by your sleeping seatmates. This is the one that truly broke me. On the window, every time you need to get up, you have to wake or squeeze past the two people between you and the aisle. And on a long overnight flight, those people are usually asleep. So you sit there, needing to move, weighing whether it is worth the awkward dance of waking two strangers. And most of the time, you just stay put. Your freedom to stand up is no longer yours. It belongs to whoever is sleeping in the aisle seat. On the aisle, I get up whenever I want, as often as I want, and I never have to ask permission or climb over a single soul. That independence on a 14-hour flight is worth more than any view. Number 5. You hold your bladder for hours, and that is genuinely bad for you. Because getting up from the window means disturbing two people, the window passenger tends to just wait. And wait, telling themselves they will go when their seatmates are awake. So you sit there uncomfortable, holding it, sometimes for hours, which is not good for your body and makes the whole flight more miserable. I caught myself doing this constantly, treating a basic need like an imposition because the logistics of escaping the window were such a pain. From the aisle, you simply stand up and go. No calculation, no guilt, no holding it until you are in pain. Your comfort should not depend on the sleep schedule of the strangers next to you, and in the window seat, it does. Number 4. The dehydration trap. This one follows directly from the last, and it is sneaky. Because the window passenger does not want to keep getting up to use the lavatory, they unconsciously drink less water through the flight to avoid the trips. I did this for years without realizing it. The result is that the exact seat where you move the least is also the seat where you tend to hydrate the least, on an aircraft with desert dry air that is already pulling moisture out of you. You land with a pounding headache, dry eyes, and a worse case of jet lag, and you blame the flight, when really you spent the whole trip rationing water to avoid bothering your seatmates. The aisle lets you drink freely because getting up is no longer a production. Hydration and freedom turn out to be the same thing. Number 3. You lose the legroom escape valve. In any economy seat, your legs are confined, but the aisle gives you one precious release the window never can. You can stretch a leg out into the aisle, shift your position, extend and flex when the cart is not coming. The window passenger has nowhere to put their legs but the cramped box in front of them, hour after hour, with no way to fully straighten out. On a long flight, the ability to occasionally extend your legs is not a luxury. It is what keeps you from going stiff and sore. I never appreciated how much that little bit of aisle room mattered until I had it. The window locks your legs into the same cramped position for the entire flight, and your body feels every hour of it. Number 2. You stop moving entirely, and your whole body pays for it. Add up everything we have covered. You do not get up because it means disturbing people. You hold your bladder. You drink less. You cannot stretch your legs. And the result is that the window passenger barely moves for the entire flight. You become a still object wedged against the wall for 10 or 12 or 14 hours. And sitting motionless for that long is the thing your body handles worst of all on a plane, leaving you stiff, swollen, achy, and drained when you finally land. The aisle does the opposite. It nudges you to stand, to walk, to stretch, to move, simply because moving is easy. The window seat does not just allow you to sit still, it quietly traps you into it. And that immobility leads straight to the single biggest reason I gave it up. Number 1. The blood clot risk. The one reason a doctor put plainly to me. After a string of long flights left my legs aching, I asked a doctor about it, and what she told me reframed the window seat entirely. Sitting motionless for hours lets blood pool and clot in the deep veins of your legs, a condition serious enough that it has been nicknamed for the cramped conditions of economy travel. And if a clot breaks free and reaches the lungs, it becomes a true emergency. And here is the part that stuck with me. Guidance on preventing it specifically flags the window seat as a risk factor, precisely because window passengers move the least, get up the least, and stay still the longest. The aisle is not just more comfortable, it is the seat that lets you do the very thing doctors tell you to do on a long flight, which is get up and keep the blood moving. When the seat you have always chosen is the one the medical advice warns about. That is where I drew the line. So the next time you book a flight, think about what you are really choosing. On a quick daytime hop, sure, take the window and enjoy the view. But on the long flights where it counts, I will take the aisle every single time. For the freedom, the comfort, and the simple ability to stand up and take care of my own body without asking anyone's permission. If this changed how you think about that little seat map, subscribe and remember it the next time you are about to click the window out of habit. Safe travels, and I will see you on the aisle.